What is up? Once again, it is that time for Funko News. This is going to be wrapping up the month of April for 2017. As always, before I get into the news, just a couple quick things. For one, make sure that you do like the video. That definitely appreciate that, especially if you are watching these on a weekly basis and they're really helping you out as a collector. Don't forget to like the video. Also, like I always say, I do my best to try to catch as much information as possible, but I'm not perfect. Sometimes I miss things, so do share with the community if there's anything that I missed or if there's anything that I've been misinformed about as well, because that has happened in the past. As a matter of fact, I know there was an Overwatch figure, I believe a Farah, that I thought was available on the site, and for some reason it hasn't shown up, even though it keeps getting listed on some different sources saying that it's available, but it's actually not. So yeah, do help me out in that way. Definitely appreciate that. And it does help out the community, because I know there are other people that kind of run through the comments and see what people have to say. So, and I, as always, definitely do make sure you comment. I really do like the feedback. And then definitely if you have information, like I said, that's the big help. So, regardless, feedback is very helpful. Enough about that. Oh, one more quick thing though. I do got to say this real quick. If you're new, make sure you subscribe, because this is a weekly feature on my channel, the Funko News video. So always at the end of the week, unless there are some crazy circumstances or whatever, there'll always be Funko News at the end of the week on my channel. Enough about all that. Let's go ahead and get to it. So kicking things off here, just running through some figures that are showing up in stores right now. And we sometimes things show up on the West Coast first, and then they take a little while to work their way across the country. So if you don't see these in your area right away, just be patient, because they will be there. Okay, so the WWE figures that I shared recently, including Finn Balor, which also is a common in a Chase figure, Mick Foley, Goldberg, AJ Styles, these figures are showing up, and you can actually get these figures all together on certain websites. Like, actually, I don't want to call out certain sites because I'm not 100% sure. I was about to say Big 3 Collectibles, but you can double check that for me. And I just know there are certain sites that I shared recently about 2 or 3 weeks ago towards the end of one of my Funko News videos, and you can go back and check that out if you missed it. Just the name of different websites that actually do bundle deals, and you get all the commons in a particular wave along with the Chase figure at a pretty reasonable price. So yeah, do check that out if you're not familiar with some of those online stores. And like I said, I know it wasn't last week, so it may have been like 2 or 3 weeks ago that I shared the name of those online stores. Okay, keeping it moving here, the Ghost Rider Dorbs ride, which looks pretty awesome to me, is showing up. White and gold suit Iron Fist, which I've seen sort of like some close-up images of this. I haven't seen it up close yet, actually in person. But from what I've seen, the paint job looks way better than what they did with the green and yellow suit one. I ended up passing on that one because when I saw it up close, it just did not look good. And I saw several of them. But the white and gold one is looking pretty solid, and I actually have one on hold, so I'm looking forward to picking that up, pretty soon here. The Mr. Meeseeks Barnes & Noble exclusive is showing up in stores, and of course what makes that one exclusive is he's actually holding the Meeseeks box, which if you know the series, you know what that's all about. Definitely on my to get list as well. And then also McCree here, the GameStop exclusive, where he has his patriotic colors on and everything, is showing up. Some more figures here that are showing up in stores. Michael Corleone, again, this is a Barnes & Noble exclusive. Really the only difference there is that he's rocking a hat. The suit color might be different. I'm not 100% sure on that, but yeah, really that's the main difference, is he's rocking that hat. The Disney figures that are exclusive to Hot Topic, Ursula with Cruella de Vil, I think has been out now like a week or two, so that one is still available in some stores. And then Peter Pan, the most recent one, has shown up as well. And here in the center, of course, you have to have a Costco card in order to go to Costco and be able to pick up these 4-packs from Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, which I haven't seen that movie yet. I definitely want to check it out very soon. Kind of worried because of what critics are saying about it, but we know that you can't always, go along with the critics. So I'll see how it turns out. I may do a review of that on my channel. We'll see. And I noticed also here, if you look in the upper right where I just put that box up there, the figure next to Peter Pan there is actually one of the characters from Westworld. I believe that's the character played by Tandy Newton. So that tells me those figures must be starting to show up as well. So if you're a fan of Westworld, the HBO series, do be on the lookout for those. Hey, keeping it moving here with the most recent item on the Funko shop. It was another Spastic Plastic Dorbs 3-pack. This one featuring the characters Gil, Juan, and Luther. And I say another one because the first one that they did with these Spastic Plastic characters, here's 3-pack, is actually still available on the site. So you see it there in the bottom right. This was I believe an Emerald City Comic-Con exclusive. Yeah, that's the sticker it has there. So yeah, they actually still have some of those remaining. I think that was actually a more limited number, but it's still available. But with the most recent one, 3,500 pieces, definitely still available right now. I want to say it runs $25. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong on that. And that's without shipping, of course. You know, but yeah, if you're interested, it is there. There was a leak about another item that will be coming up on the Funko shop. I don't know exactly when, but there is going to be a Big Gruesome Dorbs ride, and Big Gruesome is one of the characters from the Wacky Races, those old Hanna-Barbera cartoons, which I've seen those in reruns, but I very vaguely remember most of the characters. I mean, that character looks somewhat familiar. I definitely like the design of the car, where you have almost like a haunted house mashed up with the vehicle. Pretty cool design, but Hanna-Barbera in general, I can't really call myself like a big fan, but I know that the head of Funko is definitely a huge fan, and that's why we keep getting, you know, so many Hanna-Barbera figures on a regular basis. And speaking of Hanna-Barbera, we have another Hikari here. This one is Sweet Tea Huckleberry Hound, and this actually is, I want to say, the third week in a row, at least the third week in a row, that we had a Huckleberry Hound Hikari figure released. This one just limited to 300 pieces. I'm a little confused by the name. As a matter of fact, I was so confused by the name that I actually started this recording over just to make sure I had that name correct, because they called the Sweet Tea Huckleberry Hound. I'm really not sure why. That color doesn't ring out tea to me unless we're talking green tea. I mean, maybe they could have called it the Green Tea Huckleberry Hound. Would have made more sense to me personally, but yeah, that's quibbling, I guess. But this is up for a June release if you're interested in it. Like I always tell you, I don't know like consistent places to get Hikari other than Entertainment Earth. I know that site tends to have Hikari figures available. Keeping things moving here, next up, this is a box lunch exclusive of Cat in the Hat. Of course, it's different from the common because of the design of it, you know, with the cake on top of his hat and everything, and, you know, just a different mold going on, basically. This one actually is available now on their website, so if you're like me and you don't have a box lunch in your area, you can go with their site. Their shipping seems to be kind of hit or miss. It seems like most people have had pretty good shipping from them, but I've seen some mishaps as well, so if you're really interested and you don't have the store near you, I guess that's the only option regardless. Next up here, I know everybody is so hyped about more Minions. I tell you, to me personally, maybe some people don't feel the same way, but the more I see Minions, the more I start thinking about Olaf and Frozen, and not great vibes off of that. You know, it seems to me like they're way overdoing it with the Minions, but like maybe it's just because my age range and I'm just not big into the movie series. Maybe that's what it is. So I don't know. You all can let me know how you feel about it. But you see they have exclusives going on here with Target. They have the Jail Time Mail. They have a 2-pack coming to FYE, which is somewhat interesting because it's actually made up of 2 other exclusives. So the one that looks like he's on, well, they both look like they're on vacation basically, because they do have a Tourist Jerry, which is a Best Buy exclusive. But then in the 2-pack, it's a FYE exclusive, which that's just kind of weird to me. I don't know what's going on with that. And maybe it is that the Best Buy exclusive, I don't know, maybe it's metallic, because the picture does make it look kind of different. So again, if somebody knows more details about that, let me know, because the coloring definitely looks different. But the other figure that comes in that 2-pack, which is the Tourist Dave, that one is supposed to be, I think it's supposed to be a specialty series pop figure. I feel like I shared that a while back. And then also there is a Dorbs exclusive to Walmart. And you see he has the hat on there, I love Gru. Okay, so yeah, if you're interested in these, you got to kind of move around to different stores to try to track them all down. Now, sticking with the focus here on Despicable Me 3, the Fluffy Pop figure is actually already showing up in stores, but Kohl's has an exclusive. They have a flocked version of Fluffy. Me, you know, I've said this before, I'm not a big fan of Kohl's getting the exclusives because I know the one in my area, the toy section, just looks horrendous. It's not well kept. There's always toys all over the floor. Like, it just, I just wouldn't feel comfortable. Like, if I work with Funko, I would not feel comfortable giving this store exclusives the way that their toy section looks. But I don't know if that's just the one in my area or if that is consistent from store to store. And again, you know, somebody can give me some feedback on that. But yeah, I think people that really like that, I was about to say character, but I guess it is a stuffed animal within the series, but it's still such a cute moment, especially when the character, the girl first saw Fluffy. You know, that was definitely one of the standout moments of the movie. I think you would want the flocked version if you could get your hands on it. So yeah, just keep your eyes open for it. It is a May release, and May is pretty much right here, you know. And I will say that before I move on, a lot of these say May release, but yeah, we're pretty much at May, you know, so be on the lookout for these. Definitely keep your eyes open. So again, with Despicable Me 3 here, we have Pint-sized heroes. So there are Target exclusives involved, and then Toys R Us has some separate exclusives. I'm not going to point them out. You can just kind of, you know, take a peruse here and see the differences and what is what. One that I will point out though is the white suit Gru, where he has like the tight, looks like a tight leather outfit or whatever. That is actually as a pop figure is a chase figure. But if you want that pint-sized hero, then that one will be at Target. And, you know, you just kind of got to go through, feel out those bags, and hopefully you will be able to track him down, you know, because I think his shape should be distinct enough that you should be able to tell him apart from the other figures. Okay, and then there also is a Dorbs 3-pack, which is exclusive to Toys R Us. And like I said already, all of these are supposed to be out for the month of May. Next up here, another family-friendly series I'm not very interested in personally, but you know, I know that obviously it's a big hit because they're on the third movie in the series, Cars here, and they definitely have some exclusives going on. As a matter of fact, out of these 6 figures you see, only 2 of these are common, and that is Cruz Ramirez at the top there, and then also Lightning McQueen. And then, like I said, the rest of these are exclusives. So Walmart is getting 2 exclusives. They're getting Luigi and Guido. And then Target is getting a Chrome Lightning McQueen exclusive, which to me, if you're going to get Lightning McQueen, you definitely got to go for the Chrome one. That's pretty sweet, you know, so that's pretty cool there. And then a store that I'm not familiar with at all, I don't think these stores are anywhere in my area. I think it's pronounced Meyer. If I'm saying that wrong, somebody correct me, but it's M-E-I-J-E-R. I'm not familiar with that store, but they are getting an exclusive gray Lightning McQueen. It basically looks like Lightning McQueen without a paint job. I mean, that's what it looks like to me. At first I thought it was like flocked or something because of the way that it looked, but like that wouldn't make sense for a car. But so I'm assuming that's what it is, just like a gray unpainted Lightning McQueen. If anybody knows any more about it, definitely let me know. And again, May release, so be on the lookout. Next up here, usually I don't share, like very rarely do I share like protos and, you know, unfinished products, but I thought this was pretty interesting that they are doing a Halloween Town version of Goofy and Donald Duck from Kingdom Hearts. So those are the protos there on the left, so it gives you an idea of what the figures may look like, and you can see the colors there on the right if you're not familiar with the games. I could definitely see those being pretty popular, you know, especially depending on when they release them. If it was closer to October, though, I could see those being hugely popular, but I think they'll do well regardless. Next up here with another focus on video games, Borderlands. Like I shared actually, I want to say 2 weeks in a row, the Emperor Claptrap, because there's sort of an update with Borderlands figures that are coming out. So there also is a Commando Claptrap figure, which is available for pre-order, but it doesn't release until June 1st. Okay, and that is a GameStop exclusive. So again, Commando Claptrap, GameStop exclusive, June 1st release, but it is up for pre-order. Next up here, it seems like things that kind of slowed up a while with Five Nights at Freddy. At least I wasn't coming across a whole lot, whereas when I really first started doing Funko News regularly, it seems like I was sharing things about it every week. But here you see they have the sister location 4-packs of the characters there. And these are available, again, May release there. And I was about to say, these figures, I've never actually seen these up close myself. So maybe somebody could clear something up for me. And as a matter of fact, let me move on and I'll let you see what I'm talking about here. So they had these 4-packs, and then they refer to these as posable action figures. So I really don't know completely what's the difference in the figures. Are the other figures not posable, or are they less posable? I don't know. You know, somebody can maybe clear that up for me. But you see here again the posable action figures. These are actually up for a July release, and they do have Build-A-Figure parts within them. You can build that character there on the right side, and I believe his name is Ennard, because I know I shared this with you all before, but I just wanted to make sure I shared it again since it is closer to the release, and Funko seems to be trying to, you know, promote it, that these characters are coming out pretty soon here. And then still keeping a focus here on Five Nights at Freddy sister location, you see here that they have the mystery minis, and there are some exclusives involved. As a matter of fact, Toys R Us, Walmart, and GameStop have exclusives, and I really don't even know the series well enough to break all these down for you. So, you know, you might want to pause. If you're a big fan, just pause and take a look and see which figures will be where. So next up here, another leak. Seems like there's been a lot of Funko leaks lately, a lot of kind of rough images sneaking out. I don't know what's going on with that, but you know, it definitely gets people hyped, and I think this is one that people will be hyped for. We have the Dragon Shield Red Ranger, which is going to be an FYE exclusive. One thing I have to say already about the design is I definitely wish that he actually had at least one weapon in hand. 2 weapons would be even better, but they kind of went with the old school body mold for him, so I feel like it could be more impressive than it is, but that's just my personal opinion there. Workaholics Comedy Central series I really am not too familiar with. Because I saw these figures coming up for a June release, I did decide to go and check out an episode of it. Actually was the first episode. It just didn't really grab me. I don't know, I might go back and check it out some more, maybe binge watch a little bit and see if I get into it some more. But I know some people are definitely, you know, excited about this, you know, which is cool. And this is a long running series. I think they have like 7 or 8 seasons. So you see the characters here, Adam, Blake, and Anders will be available. Again, this is a June release. Next up here, another TV series that I know a lot of people were, you know, or big fan of, and some people still are a big fan of it. Me personally, I never saw it. Nothing against the show, I just never got around to watching it. But the main character, Sydney Bristow, available for a June release. And one thing I do know about the series is, of course, with it being called Alias, is that she did have many different looks going on the series. So all 4 of these figures, of course, are her, but just with different looks. Next up here, kind of an interesting looking movie, and if you have not seen the trailer for Valerian in the City of 1,000 Planets, and yes, I know that's a long title, but if you have not seen the trailer for it, definitely check it out. It's pretty interesting looking. Visually, just really grabs your attention, and which isn't surprising because it's directed by Luc Besson. And if you don't know who Luc Besson is, he is the director and I believe writer as well of The Fifth Element. And he's also known for The Professional, which is, yeah, I really do love The Professional. Really great movie. And I like Fifth Element as well, especially the visuals in it. So, very interested to see how this movie turns out. The most interesting thing about these figures here, though, is that there are 2 chase figures in this series here. So, you see them on the right-hand side. And I'm really not sure how to pronounce that character's name. Of course, you know, this is a movie that hasn't been released yet. The movie is scheduled for July, whereas these figures should be out in June. So, like I said, they do have, though, 2 chase figures there of that alien character. That's kind of interesting, 2 chase figures of the same character. I don't know if I've ever seen that before. I know that there are some characters that have more than 1 chase figure, but as far as coming out at the same time, I really can't recall ever seeing that before. So, that's pretty interesting. Next up here, a movie that I know a lot of people are hyped about, and to me this looks like it's going to be a solid movie. Definitely better than Prometheus, which I just did not care for that movie. I thought it was very confusing. And I think most people, even some people that like that movie, probably still couldn't tell you exactly what it was all about. Just kind of a confusing movie, even though I did like some of the visuals within it. But yeah, Alien Covenant is looking pretty solid. Again, an amazing preview that if you have not seen, you probably should check it out. And I don't think it gives away like too much plot or anything. You know, it just kind of gives you the feel, I guess, like the tone of what the movie's going to be about. But you see the figures they have here. They have David, Daniels, these characters here. I think David was actually in Prometheus. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong on that. But I want to say that Daniels is new. I can't remember if she was in Prometheus or not. I only watched that movie one time, and it really didn't grab my attention, so forgive me for not remembering so well. You see there they have a character, Orem, with the actual face hugger on his face as a Hot Topic exclusive. That one looks pretty cool. I would imagine that one's going to come with a base, because with that face hugger on it, I can't imagine it's standing so well without a base. And then these Xenomorphs, I absolutely love them. They look so much better than the original Xenomorph that Funko did, which I never picked up because I just didn't really care for the design that much. But these look pretty amazing to me. And you see that GameStop actually has an exclusive, a blood-splattered Xenomorph, which is available for pre-order right now. You can, do that in store, or you can go online. I think I'm going to have to go for that GameStop exclusive because, like I said, I really like that design. And I think it goes really well with the Alien Queen that they did last year as well. Now, talking about the hype train, Justice League, another preview that got me really hyped. And this is probably my most anticipated movie right now, beating out a lot of other movies. I'm really interested to see how Justice League turns out. And these Funko Pops, which I did share glam images of these before, or I really should say like concept art before, but now we get to see the actual figures. And as a matter of fact, since I'm so hyped about this movie, I do want to run through and take a look at each one of these characters one by one. Now, Superman, I really do like this pose. I like the flowing of the cape there. This really should have been like the Superman figure that came out along with Man of Steel. In my opinion, it fits that so well. And I'm still really curious if they're going to do the black suit Superman. And I hope that's not a spoiler for anybody. I mean, the media is pushing it out there a lot that black suit Superman has been seen on set. So I don't think that's like a big deal. But I feel like that's a figure that has to be on the way. And I'm kind of wondering if we're even going to see this version of Superman actually in the movie. Are we actually going to see him and his original colors in the Justice League movie? Who knows? Maybe it will be just like right at the end or something, but time will tell. Next up here, Batman. Very busy looking costume, but very cool though. One thing about this suit though, especially when I saw it within the trailer, to me he looks a lot like Owlman, which is kind of funny because Owlman, and I'm talking about, excuse me, not Owlman. I get Owlman and Night Owl mixed up. Sorry about that. Even though Owlman looks kind of like this version of Batman as well. But Night Owl from Watchmen, who was obviously inspired by Batman, with Batman's new costume, he now kind of looks similar to Night Owl, which is kind of interesting. And, all these characters look somewhat similar, but yeah, I just thought that was kind of interesting. But yeah, this Batman, definitely awesome. That's a must for me, and I know that's a must for a lot of other people as well. Even the people that feel that Funko makes way too many Batman figures, this to me is just still a must-have. Wonder Woman here, with her solo movie coming out, I know it's really tough for Funko to try to differentiate this figure, and I think, I don't know, I just don't feel like this one is different enough from the other ones. But like I said, I know that's a tough challenge for Funko to try to separate this figure from the other ones that are available. But, for completionist sake, I think a lot of people will pick this one up. Now, the Flash, I really like this design. This looks awesome. Actually, I think the design of the Pop looks better than what I've seen of it in the movie this far. Even though in the movie, to be fair, I think he is going to have more than one version of his suit. So I feel like there's sort of a rougher looking version and then one that's more together. So I don't know. We got to see how that comes out in the movie. But this Pop figure definitely looks amazing. I think it's by far the best looking Flash pop figure thus far. Aquaman looks pretty cool to me. I definitely like that he has the trident, even though it has more than 3 tongs, whatever you call it, on there. So I don't know if that changes the name or not, but that looks pretty cool. And I'm really interested to see where they go with that character in the movie as well. I'm really picking up like a surfer dude type vibe from him, which pretty much makes sense, you know. So yeah, we'll see how that turns out. And Cyborg. I think I said this before and I just have to say it again. The way that Cyborg looks in the trailer, I hope that they're still doing some finishing touches with him, because I just felt like he looked way too computer generated. So yeah, hopefully they can clean that up some and he'll be more impressive in the actual movie. But as far as the pop figure is concerned, I definitely like this way better than the old school one that they did a while back. That old school costume I just was never a fan of, so I wasn't a fan of the pop. So yeah, to me the pop figure here is definitely way better than that one. So I definitely want to hear from you all, you know, out of these Justice League pop figures, which one do you think looks the best? Which one are you most excited to pick up? You know, if you're excited to pick any of them up at all, you know, like, let me know how interested you actually are in the Justice League movie. Like I said, me personally, I always had a lot of apprehension about it, just because the way the DC cinematic universe has been going thus far, or extended universe, whatever they want to call it. But yeah, this movie is looking like it could be promising. You know, I just hope that they get it right with the story. You know, that's what really matters. Does it have a good story? It can't be all about the action. So, you know, fingers crossed. Hopefully DC will get it together in terms of their movies. But that's going to be it for this week. Felt like it was a lot of information there as I tried to get it out quickly for you all. But these videos always end up being kind of long because it is a lot to share. But like you know, like I've been saying though, I hope that you really do appreciate it, because I definitely put a lot of work into these. Don't forget, if you haven't done so already, make sure you hit the like button. Definitely give me a comment, give me some feedback. You know, I always appreciate that. Thank you all for watching, and you all take care. Till next time.